Oh, amazing. Hey,
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
all right, we're live. No time for the intro screen, but we do have
hmm
music this week.
That's okay. Yeah, I like the music. It's very soothing. It's
The
good.
music's cool.
Yeah.
Uh, hey, man, nice to see you as always.
Good to see you,
Um,
Chris.
Here on the screen and eating Chinese food, of course.
Yep, always,
Uh,
every week.
Big week and stuff as far as AI goes, especially in kind of the marketing automation stuff. Um, Mostly I'm just blowing up this whole Comet browser to do 8 million things. And I think you've got a good hack to actually get Comet to do other things.
Comet in itself is very functional, but if you start using the templates and forcing it to do deep research and building that into your prompt structure of what you're doing, I'm using it for very deep software testing and stuff now, where I'll get it to go through prototypes and give me complete notes on like 10 different test scenarios, and it'll itemize all of it and feed it to me in a way that's ingestible by development. So there's a lot of cool stuff happening there. And then also just playing around with VO3 and some of the tools that you can develop video content and using that to bolster your content pages, not necessarily have entirely AI driven video pages, but just looking at how to inject some of that content, which seems to be very getting high user engagement right now. So yeah, looking at some cool stuff this week.
Yeah, maybe we'll start it off or wrap it up or however this goes with just kind of an update on voice agents and some of the additional capacity and kind of quality and nuance.
Yeah, this week we've made some cool like pivots. Like we've been working on a lot of commercial real estate, but we've been sort of looking at getting into personal home real estate as well, residential, and we're starting to cook up one of those projects to see how do we identify leads, or how do we convert people that have expressed some interest into warm or hot leads, and start using these voice tools to drive through that process to hand off leads to senior brokers that are a lot more qualified. So yeah, some of this stuff is I think it's limitless in terms of its application. It's just people are starting to realize like, hey, I could leverage this in this way, and they come to us and we're like, yeah, let's do it.
We're all going to have some kind of voice agent supporting us along the way, and it's not taking long for folks to get used to that idea.
Yeah.
We're still having a little bit of a funky thing with multiple audio streams coming through the video, so sometimes it's hard to show the voice thing, but I'll figure that out for next week. I did have one comment though. Love the checkered shirt. I'm just wondering if you wore a shirt that was white with big black dots on it, if those would show right through to your background. We
got to know, you know what I got to do is I got to get a green checkered shirt and then tell it that I've got a green screen, and then it'll be like, I can have like little holes through my chest or whatever.
Absolutely. Well, hey man, we've got this big kind of void on the right hand of the screen.
Yep.
Let's start off with fun stuff. You want to just go through some of the cool video stuff that's going on?
So some stuff for developers that I just wanted to put out there. I found this cool site, KeyAI, and what it is a platform where you can use any of the video generation models, any of the image generation models, and also there's some music generation models that are starting to be worked into this tool. So almost like this is the Perplexity equivalent to visual content. Let me pull that up. Can you see that on the screen right now?
Yeah, we can just see your screen. So
so let's just do a fun one. I'll put a headshot of myself in here, and I'll say make a video of this man working away hard at night time.
Can you include a cheeseburger in there, please?
Yeah, as an AI engineer. The man has a monstrous cheeseburger waiting for him on the desk. There is steam rising from the burger. The sound is ASMR like, and cinematic, and focuses on the keystrokes as the man works away. So let's see what this does. We'll do a vertical video, and if it's fun, we'll post it, and we'll see what we get for views this week, and then next week we'll report back.
Do you want to just talk about the tooling? Like what do you have up right now? Are you using multiple tools?
Yeah, so right now I don't, can you see my entire screen? Can I pull up yeah, you don't see the assistant window. I'll do a full screen share later, and I'll show you, because I'm in Comet Browser right now. So I've actually,
you need to share window versus screen.
Yeah, I'll do the whole window, and then we can take a look at that. Let me start generating this video here.
Cool.
And we'll let that start cooking in the background, and we'll see what it comes up with. Sometimes it's really janky and it comes out with, like, you know, the man's head is on backwards or whatever, right? So we're still, you know, still early days, but out of like 5 videos, I'd say there's a winner usually. And I was saying to Chris last night, I started playing with these things because I needed the VO3 API to try to set up an automation that I'm playing with to automatically generate a video and come up with a concept every day and put it in a Google Drive and then post it to YouTube. So I'm just trying to get these workflows down so that we can start automating, you know, some of this video content authoring for clients, and seeing if we can inject some of that viral nature of these like shorts into their channel and content streams. And I posted this video of an orange being sliced open, and the inside of the orange was blue, and it got 15,000 views in less than 12 hours. And it was like, just like, for me, it's just very interesting that you can set up a simple prompt and make something like this. And maybe you've got a bunch of other content on your page, but injecting some of that content that's getting that many people engaging and visiting, and it had like 75 likes and 5 new page subscribers as a result of it. And I think that diversifying, like, there's 2 sides of looking at it. AI content is going to pollute YouTube and make it, like, cripple it and make the algorithm like really hard to manage. But on the flip side of that, right now the users are engaging with that content so heavily and they're loving it. And it's like YouTube has this delicate balance of like gravitating towards content that people resonate with, but also curating that content to make sure it doesn't turn into like a bit of a slop pile, right? So it's interesting. It's interesting stuff. And yeah.
So why not just use View here? Like, describe the infrastructure for this.
So for Key. So Key is a platform where you just buy credits, like tokens, and it's, you know, you can buy them $5 at a time or whatever denomination you'd like. And literally this video, like the equivalent on VO3 Fast, takes like 40 cents to produce. So that, like, I'm just getting used to it, like in this like playground area, because my intent is to use the API key and to be flexible and using that API key in my video creation automations that I'm sort of cooking up right now. So if you guys, like, out there, if you're watching and you have a business, come see Dotfusion, come talk to us, because we can start cooking up these AI video creation automations, and it might be enough to like boost up your channels with, you know, with extra views and start getting some engagement in channels that have been a bit stale for you, and yeah, might get more people watching your other content.
So basically you can use View for less.
Yeah, I think that's like, this is sort of like they've got a bulk license and they're able to like channel it through to do the creations, because this is the lowest cost platform. I did some pretty deep research on what my best sort of choices were for an API, and I didn't want to be using like janky models. Like VO3 is really the great stuff. Oh, there we go. It's done in the background there. Working away.
It's the best. Can you blow that up a bit?
Yeah, I can. Here, let's see if we can. Yep. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Oh, and I even like looked over at the cheeseburger. Pretty happy there. Yeah.
And a double cheeseburger at that.
Yeah, it is. It's a monster. It made good on its promise to be monstrous, for sure. So it's kind of cool. I mean, there's like really good content out there. If you can think of things that are visually like really appealing and just like don't make sense, but like get that like that sort of wow factor. Like I think there's some good engagement to be had out there right now.
I dig it. I dig it. You were also talking about Comet Browser and some of the templates. I know, a lot of folks are not even familiar with the Comet Browser, and I think once you start using it, you won't go back to kind of a normal browser. It's in AI. Do you want to talk about the templates, or can you do a little screen share of?
Yeah, let me do a screen share on my window here. Hold on, and I'll see if we can include. There we go. And I'm going to do this share, and then you got me here. Yep,
there we go. All right.
So we've got the assistant in the top right corner here, and you can see that you can prompt the assistant for anything that's on this page. So if I were to go through and just type parks here, and now I've got something up on my screen. So you can just prompt this normally, this part, and say, find great parks or whatever.
You can even say find great parks, and the first one, give it a review of 4 stars, and it'll go do all of that for you, which I think is the superpower of how it engages with.
It's wild. Yeah, it's wild. And when Chris was showing me this for the first time, because I'm not natively a Perplexity guy, and when he applied for the waitlist and got into using Comet, I honestly thought it was one of the most disruptive things that I've seen this year in AI, because you can literally, any service or site that you're logged into in your browser, it's agentified the entire browser, so that now if I'm working in Replit, for example, I can give it a task to do all the testing, and then I can have it actually just give it right to the agent, so that and they can start working together essentially to refine bugs. And it's just mind-blowing. But what I found that when I was using it is that I stumbled upon this create a shortcut button here, and this is the how to create superpowers within the assistant here. Because what you can do is, instead of it selecting automatically what model to use, you can actually go in and you can modify what model it's using. You can modify what it's doing, whether it's doing search, deep research, it's using labs mode. Labs mode I've found to be it's like super grok heavy. I think it's like it goes in and it'll think for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes and do something. So I'll be like, proceed labs, right? And that's the one that I have set up for labs. And I'll say, I want you to test 10 variations of input and provide a full testing report that can be handed off to the dev team. Okay. And I'll be inside and I'll hit this, and it'll go on a 20, 30 minute tangent where it's trying to go through, like right now I'm just on a Google page, so it's going to be rather confused with this prompt, but I wanted to show you that it's flipped into labs mode here, and that we forced it to sort of like think extra hard. And yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing that we've got all these sort of like new tools coming up, and ways to use these agents within the interface. And even like if you're working on like workflow automations and stuff, and your guys that are having a hard time with the engineering side of it, and you kind of can't figure it out, you can get that to go under the hood with you and start to examine the JSON code and figure out like where things are going wild, and maybe force it to go to Opus or whatever, and get some extra code help. So I think thank you, Chris, for putting me onto that, because I feel like we're like at least 3 months ahead of everyone in browser tech now. And let's talk a little bit about what Perplexity did with Google too. And it was almost like a bit of a troll, where the company is worth like the company's worth $14 billion, and then they made a $35 billion offer on a product that's not even up for sale. And I feel like it was more a commentary to say, okay, guys, we've got disruptive technology and we kind of want you guys to like,
It was great marketing.
Probably it was great. It was just a great. I thought it was a great reverse play where we know who would be buying who, but it was like just like I thought it was just. I thought it was a brilliant like business play, and I think just like shows a little bit of like gumption too, which everybody loves, and I think it got everybody talking about the future of browsers like all within a very short period of time.
I just I got a question here from someone that I'm not able to bounce between LinkedIn screens here. They say, can you use it with ChatGPT or Google Docs? Maybe I'll just show an example of that just to see how that goes. So, I mean, over here, I can say, I'm just on an Upwork screen, and maybe I can do a demo of a whole bunch of things at once. So
yep.
I just got a little example here. I just put in, we're looking for an N8N developer, basically. And there's no other queries in here, but a big list of N8N developers. So what I can do here is say, can you review the top 20 on the list and shortlist 3 and send them a message to connect. Then enter the top 3 into a Google Doc.
Yeah, amazing.
Google Doc with name and link to their
LinkedIn
Upwork.
or Upwork, yeah.
You could do anything.
Yeah.
Profile. So that'll go and do that. And the cool thing is you can kind of see what it's doing. So it's reviewed the top 20. It's given me a short list of the top 3. Okay, cool. Send a message.
And I'm not being sarcastic when I say this. I think this changes like people's physical health, because when I'm using this, I find I'm getting up from the desk a lot more frequently, and like my body's getting more like just physical during times when I'm doing deep work, because I'm able to like allow it to do the work for a few minutes while I go get a coffee or go. And it's actually quite interesting, because it's like sort of changing that sedentary pattern of like working at home, right?
Yeah, a lot more breaks, because while this is out doing 2 hours of work that you'd be doing. So I could have told it actually to submit the button. This is by default. If I don't say that, basically making sure that I hit kind of continue here.
Yeah.
So it's gone out and sent all those messages. It's doing its thing. And then it'll go through the workflows of adding to a Google Doc. Maybe I'll just kind of hang out here for a while and show that happening.
And like, if you were to dig down and see like if it was actually like pretty pragmatic and had a good criteria for selecting those like top 20 and then the top 3, you'd probably have arrived at relatively the same place had you done it as a human. Like, it's doing it in such a meticulous and methodical way, exactly like an HR professional would, almost, to evaluate each of the people and weight them based on, education and experience and all of these things, right? So to me it's very interesting that it's this intuitive, and we're at that point where it's this accurate.
Yeah, and right here it kind of checks itself, like I can't find something. So basically it's got its window open. You can also view up here kind of what's going on as it goes around into a Google Doc. I should have said Google Sheet probably, because it took me literally. But you can see it working away over here. You can kind of follow around. So this is about where you take a break, grab a sandwich, stand up, and
grab the steaming cheeseburger. You got to grab the steaming
cheeseburger. So it's going to go do its thing here. I'll just leave this here for a little bit while it kind of does what it does.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So it's actually gone out and built a table in this Google Doc. So it's kind of going through the motions here. That's cool. Let it do its thing. Man, time goes by pretty quickly when we're
I know
here.
it does go. Yeah, it does go by really quickly. And I was going to say, I wanted to, not that it's touching on a lot of what we're doing currently in the marketing world, but I did want to touch briefly on Genie 3 from Google DeepMind, because that's making a lot of waves in terms of, the future of augmented reality marketing and immersive sort of like 3D world marketing experiences. And also it's going to change, video gaming and, any 3D environment creation.
I'll pass this over to you if you want to show that. I'll just leave it with it's gone and shortlisted them, sent them a message and added them to a Google Doc. You could put
Love
it. Then you could say, do something with, then what I do also is, like you said earlier, include their LinkedIn profile. Then you can say in your same prompt, go to LinkedIn, send a connect message that's relevant to what we're talking about. Once they follow up, send them a full message with a meeting schedule.
Or your Calendly link or whatever it is. And then you're bing, bang, boom. And it's all like, it's really interesting. And like, look at the amount of time you took to prompt that too. Probably under 2 minutes, 5 minutes, let's say, in total, with all the approvals. If you want to go through approvals, like you said, you can just let it drive through approvals. Okay, so Genie 3, this has come out just very recently, and what it does essentially is it's a 3D world builder that happens on the fly. So they're able to just generate interactive environments. So I'll play this little preview video here, and we can just watch this, and it'll teach you a little bit.
Can you zoom it out?
What you're seeing are not games or videos. They're worlds. Each one of these is an interactive environment generated by Genie 3, a new frontier for world models. With Genie 3, you can use natural language to generate a variety of worlds and explore them interactively, all with a single text prompt.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's wild because
let's see what
it's
like
all
to
being
spend some
done
time
just
in a
like
world.
entirely on the fly, like the
Genie 3 has
generation
real-time
is
interactivity,
so
meaning
rich.
that the environment reacts to your movements and actions.
Imagine when they start modeling.
You're not walking
the
through a
world.
pre-built simulation.
Take a little walk.
Everything you see
through
here is being generated live.
Yeah, it's
You
really
know,
it's really,
Genie 3
it's
has
mind
world
blowing.
memory.
And I was thinking
That's
what
why
does this
environments
do
this
for
one stay consistent.
like gaming, and what
World
does this
memory
do
even carries over
for
into
all augmented reality stuff. So it's just kind of like interesting stuff to be thinking about, like how is this technology going to change marketing and all of the things that we do in the next few years. And I think the real sticking point for that is wearables, right? Like all the Meta helmets and stuff. Like I've had a Meta 3 helmet, and the experience is amazing, but the neck fatigue and all of the associate, it's great technology, but it's going to be great when it's wearable with glasses, or even when it's implantable and we can start to get some of those benefits right built into our vision. Some of this stuff I think is going to be really mind-blowing in the next 10 years.
Yeah, it's super cool. And just something else that we've been playing with over here from an outreach perspective, and our kind of next step is to tie in video, is having kind of the agents right inside Comet. For example, we build Dotfusion, builds large websites and mobile apps, and we recently built the Pizza Nova ordering app kind of thing. So we're looking for more customers to do a similar thing. So where are those customers? Quick service restaurants. They're in shopping malls and food court.
Mm-hmm.
We just had an agent out of Comet go and take basically the prompt was go to the largest malls in America and give us a list of all of the restaurants in the food court part of their store directory.
Yeah.
Find out if they currently have a loyalty to the app, give us the URL, and send that over to ZoomInfo or Apollo.
Beautiful.
It's just
yeah, I know. And then you're finding your ICP list is just boom, right? That. And I know. And if you think about trying to segment that yesterday and the day before, it just gets easier and easier now. Yeah, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around. Like when you showed me Comet, I actually like it took me a day to really like grasp what was going on in browser tech, because I'm like, wow, it's like it got here to this agentic point within the browser. It got here a lot sooner than I thought it was going to, and that's happening. Like just the disruptiveness of everything is becoming more and more frequent. You know, so that side of me is not surprised, I guess, but.
You want to talk a little bit about what's new in voice? We've only got a few minutes left, but I wanted to touch on that this week.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot of interesting use cases now. We've got a project that we're working on where the voice agent will be interviewing people to get information, a variety of information, and tying them into a connections platform where they can connect with people who have similar business interests. So it's sort of like demystifying connecting with the correct people and really honing in on like sort of like fireside conversations within each of the people in that system to really draw out meaningful information that can be used to pair them with other people. So the way that the voice agent is doing that is by gathering and organizing and structuring that data, but then also using an API to send that data out to the application that we're programming, which will ingest this data and then interpret and provide insights based on this data. So I think like I love these types of projects because they really get the mind working in like puzzle mode. And like Chris and I really like we seem to work really well together to build out the requirements docs. And Chris has been doing this for like 20 plus years, and just he's good at passing things off to me so that I have a really good roadmap of what's going on. So yeah, if you guys have any crazy ideas of how you think we could leverage AI, come talk to us. We're not going to charge you to come and present an idea and see if we can help out or anything. We can do a free consultation and see if there's something there and if we can help you. And if we can, then we'll draw up a plan and try to cook something up with you.
Do you want to see if the audio is going to work here? How's the restaurant one here? Is that, should we try it?
Give it a try, but I think what's going to happen is because your microphone resource is being consumed presently by StreamYards, I think you might need another microphone to select.
Yeah. Can you hear that?
No, I can't.
Okay. Next week we'll get that sorted out.
We'll get it sorted out. Or what we'll do is I'll do a live call. I'll just call into one of the agents and we can experience it through the phone. Because that's kind of fun too, just to see, and also like to see them. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, give me a list of barbershops. Okay, gives you a list of barbershops. Hey, can you give me a text message and send that to my phone? Sure. What's your phone number? Bam, sends you a text message. Which maybe we can't do live on the air because I'm not going to probably share my phone number, but we can. You can imagine what that would be like.
Yeah, I think what's cool is anything with an API is connectable with a voice agent. And I think we've got restaurant voice agents that are taking the role of one person managing 87 phone calls half an hour before dinner on a Friday. It can handle 100 calls and integrate with OpenTable. It's based, so it can book your reservation, it can send you a text that whatever you want it to do, it could send you the specials every day if you like.
And here's the thing about that too, is that people think that's going to put someone out of a job. It actually 99% of the time with these things, it's going to just improve the front of house service, and that person who is drowning in phone calls but expected to do another role at the same time,
like taking coats in the winter.
That's what
worked in the restaurant for most of my life, and
that's it. That's what I mean, is like they need to be focused on that front of house customer service and the user experience. Like it needs to be used just like we're always focused on user experience. The businesses that are going to be leveraging these things are going to be hyper focused on that user experience, and you get a better voice user experience from a voice agent because they're equipped to do everything at any given moment, and you get a better user experience from that person who's now not doing 3 jobs and is able to focus on their core duties within the environment that they're in and be comfortable and effective, right? So yeah, super cool.
Can Can we get an upgrade to your background? I think you've changed it this week. Can we get the AI blinking and maybe the clock showing the accurate time?
Yeah, we can actually probably do that. We'll throw that back in through the VO3 prompt for next week, and we'll get that cooking. I was saying to Chris, I should have just a background that I cook up moments before the show every week, and just use random generation to make the backgrounds and make that sort of like part of our weekly shtick.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I think next week we'll have a little bit of a focus on automating outreach systems, and I'll bring you up to date on some of the stuff we're doing there. I know we've got a little bit of an advanced situation with voice agents speaking to agents that are controlling other systems as well, and kind of getting feedback and then reacting. Let's do that.
Yep.
And I don't know, tell us to build something, and we'll whip it up for next week and do it on the show. That
actually is a great idea to engage the chat. And if we start to, get some people in the live shows and stuff, I'd love to have that, where you guys come up with a concept and we go, yeah, that kind of sounds cool. And we jank together some sort of product for the next week and just get something moving. Right. So yeah, that's a great idea.
Awesome. To all the folks that were tuning in, and for those of you who tuned in later on YouTube and other places, thank you very much for making some time to listen to some stuff. I'm going to go see how the Jays did today.
Awesome. And I'm going to go do some more work, and I'll see you all. And Chris, I'll see you on Friday at Chinese food, but I'll see you, all of you in the audience, next week for our office hours at 3:30. And I hope to see more people there.
Amazing. Okay. See you, bro.
Yeah, thanks very much, Chris. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.